Hi, I'm Sarah Sortum, and I'm with Calamus Outfitters up here by Burwell, Nebraska. We're actually in Loup County on the upper end of the Calamus Reservoir. And we started Calamus Outfitters 11 years ago now on our traditional cow-calf operation. The ranch has been in my mother's family for about 108 years, but we started the tourism operation to allow my brother and I to come back to live and work on the ranch.
Good. So, switching gears a little bit, what do you do to market your business? I mean, what is your goal when it comes to marketing?
You know, marketing has always been one of our biggest challenges, but I think that we've also been the luckiest when it comes to marketing. We really have not made a great effort to put out a big marketing strategy. Word of mouth has absolutely been the best for us. We do have a website that's been very good. We do have a Facebook page that I put up maybe a year ago. And I think the other thing that's really helped us the most is just press. You know, free press is always the best, but we've been really, really blessed to have a lot of articles written about us, both on the ranch side as far as incorporating conservation and tourism and just our tourism business itself. We've been really lucky there. So that's pretty much been the bulk of our marketing. We've been really lucky in that we haven't had to market a lot. We've been busy. And I don't know really what to attribute that to, but it just kind of happened. And so we haven't had to try really hard.
Good. I'm going to be moving your microphone down a little bit. I'm getting a little bit of wind noise. Just pinch your shirt in there and flip it.
Is that okay?
So I guess you mentioned Facebook and you've got a website. So can you talk about some of the tools that you use in your marketing efforts, maybe an online presence?
Well, I have to be honest, no one in our family is tech savvy, and we don't really want to be tech savvy. And so I know we don't do as good of a job or utilize the internet as much as we could or that we should. Basically what we do is we have someone host our website for us. And that has pros and cons. It's nice that we don't have to worry about it. It's also hard when you want to make a change today and you can't just go on and change it yourself. You have to go through someone else to change it. That's hard. As far as the social media stuff like Facebook and stuff, you know, none of us use Facebook. And I know that's the direction the world is heading, and so we're kind of dragging our feet, quite honestly. But the little that we have dabbled in it, it seems like it's really great for guests that have been here to stay updated, stay connected, and all that. We have not booked anyone new off of Facebook. It doesn't bring in new people that we have noticed. Now maybe we could do a better effort to bring in new people, but so far, you know, like I say, it's great for the people that have already know about us, but other than that, and I know we could do a better job, but we just haven't. But that's really all we do. We don't do Twitter or, you know, we don't do any of that stuff. You know, I don't even own a cell phone. So having a Facebook page is about it.
So how did you get started using some of these tools? I mean, how did you know that you needed a website? I need to be on Facebook. You know?
Well, I think, a website's pretty self-explanatory, especially when, for instance, our hunters are almost all out-of-state hunters. And so for them to find us, to find a destination in Nebraska, most of them find us via the internet. And, you know, the Facebook page we really put that up just because everybody said this is what you need to do. This is what you should be doing. And so that's why we did it. I think our website has been really good for us, and we get some really positive remarks. I think as far as I think it pops up pretty fast when people type in, tanking or horseback riding or Jeep tours or whatever it is. It seems to have a pretty good response and pops up pretty good on Google, so I think that helps.
Good. Good. How much time did it take, or how much time does it take to maintain your, fix this real fast. How much time would you say that it takes to maintain your online presence? Or how much time did it take to set up that? I mean, did it take a day? Did you guys have to plan it out? I mean, what did it take?
And
if you could repeat the question and the answer.
Oh, right.
Kind of like paraphrase it.
Right, okay. For our website, it probably took us the initial setup probably took about a week. And most of that was just getting the information to the company that hosts the site for us. As far as maintaining that, it doesn't take much time at all. If we have changes like rate changes or something like that, we'll send them an email and get it on there. The Facebook page, well, we haven't taken a lot of time on it. I could see that you could take a lot of time. I could see if you were really diligent and put lots of photos on there, just put a kind of a daily update on there, which I know some people, for crying out loud, they must sit there half the day because they put on something they're doing every hour, I went and got a drink, yay. Anyways, I'm just not into that, But it really doesn't take us that long to maintain what we have.
Okay. Good. So you kind of mentioned that your online presence is maintained. There's a web company that hosts it. You kind of mentioned how many times. Are there tips you can share on maybe maintaining, or someone that doesn't have an online presence yet? Kind of some things that maybe you went through that tell someone not to do, or what worked well, I guess, for you when setting up your Facebook page or your website?
Well, I think some things to be aware of when you set up your website, especially, is make it very user-friendly as far as just the layout, how it's designed. Use basic principles that most websites follow these days. And also, I think one thing about our website that a lot of people like is that they can find everything they are interested in on the first page and then go from there. They don't have to search around for it very much. And then also, I think it really helps to find someone that knows how to put those keywords in for you, the ones that are going to pop your page up to the top of the list. That's something that you can learn, but it just takes time to kind of get the feel of that. But for us, I think that's a real benefit of using a host is, that's their business. They know what content to put on your web page to make it pop up faster. So I think that's probably a pretty good thing that we've noticed from using the host company.
Good. What has been your greatest success story in terms of marketing? What has exceeded your expectations? It's obviously not Facebook, but is there any other marketing?
Are you getting that I'm a Facebook downer? Honestly, as far as a success story in marketing, it has to be the press we've received. It's the marketing that we haven't really had to work at. And I think the key for that is to always be very open to anyone that wants to come in and learn about your operation, especially if they work for a publication or anything. It also doesn't hurt to go ahead, if you have someone in your family that's not a bad writer themselves, to write a couple sample stories, send them out there, send out news releases, because even if your news release doesn't get published, it might spark some interest. And I think, for us, we don't try to, I don't know how to say that. We don't try to seek out a lot of press. We let it come to us, which I think sometimes if you bombard them with too much information, then they're just going to go, push it aside. But if you can be strategic about sending them good information and real points of interest at key times, I think then they'll have more of a chance to go, they're usually talking about something good. Let's pay attention to what they're saying. That's worked pretty good for us.
Good. So vice versa, what hasn't worked so well? What's been something that you put a little time into and it's just, it hasn't worked? I mean, is that like if you've done radio ads or if you've, maybe done something with a local paper and it's just more output than we're seeing input? I mean, if you can kind of paraphrase that, what hasn't worked so well?
I'd say things that haven't worked for us is local marketing. And we kind of hate that because we want to support local things. But it's just a fact that's not who our audience is. That's not who our clientele is. Our clientele for this business is mostly Lincoln, Omaha, maybe Kearney for a summer business. And then our hunters are out of state, our birders are out of state, and they're just not local. And so even though you want to support your local newspaper and you want to support your local radio station, and we certainly invite locals to utilize us and things, we don't get a return on our money for that.
Yeah. So the next question is how do you measure your return on investment? How do you make sure that what you pay for the website being online comes back into you? Have you guys looked at the return on investment for your online strategies? I guess it does pay. You pay money for someone to host your site,
right?
So does that actually? Do you think you get that back in advertising online?
I think that we never have sat down and done a real crunch of the numbers as far as return on our marketing and through the website. But I'm sure it pays because we get a lot of queries through our website, and we respond. We try and respond within minutes of these queries, and we certainly book a lot of reservations off of queries that have started off the website. So without a doubt, it's paid for itself over and over. We've never sat down and really crunched the numbers, but without a doubt, if we didn't have our website, it would be really a noticeable change in the numbers, yeah.
If you had to do it all over again with your online presence, would you do anything differently?
If we had to do it over again, might look at some different hosting companies that, not that we don't have a good company that we work with now, but sometimes I feel like it might be a little bit one facet minded. It might be a little bit more pro this and not advertising the other part of the business as much as we'd like. Maybe look at a company that is, for instance, a little bit more in tune with ecotourism instead of traditional hunting. Or, maybe, maybe using a couple different hosts. I think that might be something that we might still do. And also, I would like to work with a host, but I would also like to have a little bit more personal control over our website so I can go in whenever I need to and make a quick change and then get out. That would be a nice thing to do.
So what changes have you made since you started your online presence, I guess? Have you guys made any major changes? Or I know you said you update the rates occasionally, but have you ever, put up something and you don't like it and you totally change it out? Or anything like that, does that apply to you at all?
I don't know if we've made any major changes. One thing that we did recently is we added another feature, or I should say just another section on our website, because we did a new event that we've never done before. And so the website was really our main means of getting the word out there that this is something new that we're doing. It's going to be an annual event, getting people interested. And a really neat feature that our host company did for us is when someone tried to enter into our website, the little pop-up came up that said, be sure to check out this new page in our website to get people for sure to go look at it. And that was really successful. It worked really well for us.
Good. Is there some changes you'd still like to make to your online presence at all? Looking towards the future?
Yeah, look into the future. I would like to continue to work on our website to try and convey the feel of what it's like to be here. For me, when I look at our website, the information is great. It's all there, and it's user-friendly. But I don't think it really communicates the feel of the area. It doesn't give the feel of the landscape, the feel of the culture that I think is one of our best draws. It's one of our main attractions. And so I hope maybe to invite actually some good friends that are excellent photographers and maybe even invite them to go out just on our daily runs, whether it's on the ranch working cattle or on the river, going down the river, or in a Jeep or whatever. Just go out on our daily stuff and capture these images to get that feeling, to bring that across better. I think that that's one thing that's lacking.
Good. So for other business owners that haven't adopted maybe an online presence or some kind of these marketing strategies, would you have some tips or advice for them? I mean, people, you think of a Main Street business that doesn't have a website, is there some advice or something you give them?
Well, for one, if you don't have an online presence, you just have to bite the bullet and do it. You just have to, because that's the way the world works now. But there's definitely a lot of resources out there that are so willing to help. We've worked with so many great people, from our local extension office to Center for Rural Affairs to the Division of Travel and Tourism. There's so many resources that are out there that are so willing to help, to even your local high school kids. Sometimes they need a project. Have them make a web page for you. Those are all things I know people in this area have done. And it's not as daunting as it might seem at first, for sure. And, the rewards that you'll reap for your business it's just a no-brainer. You just have to do it.
Good. Well, you think anything I missed that we didn't cover that you think is more marketing stuff? Anything else? Maybe one thing I'd say is, now that you have a Facebook account, and do you see more return people that come back year after year because of it, maybe?
We haven't been doing Facebook long enough to really know that, but I have to say, I'm amazed, because sometimes I'll put up a picture or something, and I'll do a little comment, and you'll get like 8 comments within 2 minutes. And I have to say, that is remarkable. How many people you can reach in such a short amount of time. It's just insane how that works, and it does spread the word. I have to say, it's almost scary how fast that news can travel. I guess as long as you are comfortable with that, that's hard for us out here. We've always been pretty private, pretty independent, and opening yourself up to that sort of, I don't know, we're still getting used to it. But it's, that's the way the world is. So I'm never gonna, I do have a personal Facebook account as well, because I think I have to have one in order to be an administrator for the business. So that's why I have one. But it's crazy, when your birthday rolls around and, your old roommate from college sends you a note on your birthday, and it's just crazy. So, I have to admit, it works as far as reaching people. I'm just not a techie person at all. But, whatever.
Good. Well, anything else you think? That's the only question I can think.
I don't think so.
All right, again, I
Oh,
don't want to say that.
sorry.
Okay.
Well, I was just going to say, when we first started out, we did go to a lot of trade shows, especially for our hunts. And at first, it worked out okay, but we started to notice that we had to pay so much, not only to rent your space at the trade show, but your travel. I mean, some of these were clear on the East Coast. And we started getting enough traffic through our website that we stopped doing trade shows altogether because we get enough interest off of our website, way, way cheaper on our side. The only trade show we go to now is we've been going down to the state fair since it's been in Grand Island, and that's been really good. I mean, you pay, you know, some for the booth, but we feel like it's actually pretty cheap for the amount of people that walk by and see your name and stop and talk to you, you know, and we always try and make it one of us that's down there. You know, that has been pretty good too. It's not that's mostly people for our summer business for tanking and stuff like that. So that's the only trade show we do, but that's one thing where our website has really helped us as far as reducing costs for marketing, because those trade shows they're outlandish. So that's been one good thing too.